Happy Andre, and guess what? Marilyn Mosby got up early this morning and apparently has been up late night with her team as Baltimore State Prosecutor, and she has decided to charge 6 officers: Officer Brian Rice, Eric Miller, Officer Narrow, Officer Caesar Goodson, Officer Porter, I think, and Officer Alicia White. Everywhere from endangerment to false imprisonment to second-degree murder. Apparently, the state prosecutor feels as though that she has enough evidence to charge these officers without reasonable doubt. And we're being told to kind of hold on a minute here. We got to get this off through the process of trial. I'm sure it's going to go to trial. I don't see anybody pleading out of this unless they're going to flip or fold over on someone. But the idea that Marilyn Mosby, along with being married to a congressman, a member of the city council there, she has a history of police officers in her family. This woman is young. She spoke. I listened to her. She's sincere. She's talking about making an impression upon the youth in the town. She's done her part. We need to help and support and just be patient and stop the violence and really see how this is going to play out. I'm sort of flabbergasted. I got emotional. I just believe that Trayvon Martin and Eric Gardner and Tyree and Michael Brown and just all these guys, these communities need help. I listened to Chris Cuomo, who was born with 3 silver spoons in his mouth, talking all this shit about how we got all these black people and you got a black this and a black that, and why are the blacks still a problem? Because the money is not coming from Wall Street. The money is being cut from the federal government. The jobs aren't there. You know, you got a black this and a black that. Why you still got problems? Because being black in America is a problem. See, and somehow I can see some of the looks on some of the people's faces. And, you know, it's discouraging to have that threat of information, the threat of facts. Certain people are annoyed with the facts for blacks. And Officer Rice, Officer Miller, Officer Narrow, Officer Goodson, Officer White, you get your lawyer and get ready. You know, this woman ain't playing, you know. I'm just really grateful that the prayers have gone up and the blessings and the justice hopefully comes down. You know what? Not everybody's perfect. I just feel that part of what we are witnessing right now is hopefully a turn toward the DOJ in the USA to make a difference for every black man and brown citizen in this country. Today marks the marches of a lot of labor union stuff, and a lot of the labor unions are out marching. They've decided to go along in some places with Black Lives Matter, and we're getting ready to do something monumental and sociologically to help this black community. We're tired of being ripped off. This bitch ain't got your money. We're tired of just sort of the disloyalty, if you will, and the dishonesty of people up on Capitol Hill and the funding and the bamboozling. People are tired, you know. People are tired. You're tired of getting pulled over because you just out driving. And she said that the false arrest charge was, I mean, she really emphasized that the gentleman and the woman, female, a lot of these cops had 5 times to seatbelt Freddie Gray in, and they did not do that. And that really, I think that's going to be one of her main thrusts toward convicting these gentlemen, is there's no reasonable doubt there that the young man arrived at the station after several stops requesting medical attention, was not given that, died, and got to the police station basically brain dead, and was still not trapped in after they had stopped. And officer, looks like the driver, Caesar Goodson, was one of the main culprits in not securing the young man into the vehicle. Freddie Gray. The way she read the information was early, that we were expecting this stuff to come out next week. She pleaded with the citizens in Baltimore to settle down. She addressed the youth, who apparently is the stronger voice in these officers' choice to treat this man inhumanely in the back of that van. A lot of youth in Baltimore are furious, frustrated, and at a loss for words in regards to being treated like untamed turds. They've just been treated like shit. And they're saying no more. And I just want to plead to the wealthy people in our community as a black person. I want to ask people of influence and power and money to do whatever they can to help all these communities all over the land. I'm not just talking about these blanket, empty sort of donations that don't ever get to the source, but to really use basically a visiting right or a tour these ghettos and these areas, and buy a basketball net, lobby for the food stamp program, help these people, help us, help a black community. There's been a strange fruit that has been picked for years in this country. And on the centennial of Billie Holiday's life, if we could, cut through all of this stuff and really treat everybody equal just for a minute, I pray to God that things work out for the city of Baltimore. I wanted to let you know this as soon as I heard about it. And fuck Fox News. Thank you so much. That's all I got to say about this. I'll talk to you later. I got to get back to the news and figure out what else is going on. Wow. Time to be free. Time